I think to learn to defend, it's more of a question of mindset. What do I mean by mindset? It's because when things start to go bad, you don't give up. Because if you start to give up, there is no way. So you need to continue to try to create problems to your opponent. However, in this book, there are over 175 games by Petrosian in which we can learn how to deal with things when things go bad. I would like to start right away showing you game 13, that is Gideon Stalberg against Tigran Petrosian in Budapest, played in Budapest, so Hungary, in 1952. Here it says, a rare case of an opening catastrophe for Tigran Petrosian. It is hard to say why he launched himself in such fashion against the solid Swedish grandmaster, and with black. So Stalberg opens with d4, knight f6, knight f3, c5, d5, b5, bishop g5. I don't know, this seems Benoni. Here I was thinking of Benoni, but this is really strange because, you want to gain space on the queen side, but that pawn is not so much defended. Well, okay, queen a5 check. A year earlier, Petrosian played queen b6 and even won the check. So there was a game that he played before, but it doesn't tell us which one. But okay, maybe I will look it up, because that's kind of interesting. So Petrosian in 1 year thought that this was better than queen b6. Well, by here the Alexei Bezgodov says that this is weaker. Okay, c3, knight f4, knight e4. Logical in itself, but black's position deteriorates sharply. This is a rare case when it is hard to pinpoint the decisive mistake in a game. Can it really have been Petrosian's fourth move? Maybe. No, I think is not developing. I'm sorry. The goal of the opening is to develop, right? The pieces. You need to bring them out. Here there are only two pieces. White also has two pieces out. This attack, it doesn't seem justified, but let's see what happens, okay? Knight bd2, so he's bringing out another piece. He's playing right? Knight takes g5. So knight takes g5 means 1, 2, 3 tempi, 3, for taking this bishop. And this is gone. So who is gaining something? White. Because white now has two pieces out, black has only one piece. Okay? h6, knight gf3, d6, e4. And now white has the center and is bringing out another piece. Knight d7, blocking this, so maybe he wants to put it here or here, I don't know. But definitely, I don't know, wouldn't have made more sense to have it on this diagonal? Who knows? Again, maybe one needs to study different games of the old Benoni, So let's see what happens at this point after knight d7. Here there is a diagram, and white plays a4. Boom. An elementary flank attack which practically ends the battle. So it seems that also now if you play this before, you're not going to get saved. Because there is bishop b5, b takes c3, b takes c3, rook b8, and e5, with decisive advantage. Okay, so this, okay. Because if you take, this is spin, but yeah, I think you need to sacrifice on that bishop at a certain point. It's a mess. Yeah, it's a mess. So let's go back. What we were probably here. Let's see. Right. Let me see the position. This was probably here. This rook was here. And probably this was like this before we start. So he plays this, and we have seen this line. Okay. Okay. But in reality, in the game, it was played bishop. B takes a4. Now it seems in the game he played rook takes a4, but there was a better move. The better move was knight c4, and here he gives a line. But let's see what happens. I really want to see how this game ends up. Again, in my opinion, white at this point has a better development. But not only a better development, as you can see, this h6, great, but what does it do for this? At a certain point you want to bring the king away, right? And you can't. Here everything is blocked. So, I don't know. Queen c7, queen a1, knight b6, bishop b5, bishop d7, bishop takes d7, queen takes d7, and rook a6. And obviously, if it takes, you cannot take because you are losing the piece, right? So what do? He played knight c8, and at this point, white castle. Yeah, as you can see, it's nearly the position of a beginner, right? Because this guy is totally blocked. And this is 1952. I don't know. No. Here it says a heartbreaking sight. In such a position, even the greatest defensive skill is not going to save the game. So what do you do when you are in this kind of position and you are black? Well, I don't know, because you see the problem here is this. He needs to come out some way so you can bring the king away, and this is one. Two, you have a bad pawn structure because this is an isolated pawn. It's probably gonna fall, right? You are keeping on it 2 pieces, 8 points to defend that for the moment. At a certain point you have to give it up, but what do you gain in exchange? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, he played e5, d takes e6, en passant, f takes e6, knight h4, because from f takes e6 you create some weak squares, right? King f7, yeah, really great. And obviously f4. Because now you try to open the file over where the king is, right? Gideon Stahlberg generally preferred calm and quiet play, but in such a favorable position, it makes sense to seek the most exact finish. Honestly, Stahlberg was also good at attacking, because I think I saw some games he played. He was really a strong tactical attacker. As you can see now, black start to move the queen to defend this side, and this side start to become a little weaker, right? Queen d8, knight h f3, queen e8. And now pause the video and decide what you will play if you were white, okay? Because I do believe it's kind of interesting. So it seems that here in this section there are a lot of games that Petrosian lost. So the move is f5. E takes f5. At this point, once you have e takes f5, you don't take back with this pawn. Why? Because you would close that, right? So wait a minute. What happened when you did it e takes f5? In reality, another diagonal open. So that's what you see immediately. And boom, queen a2, queen e6. Once more, now things become... You need to understand that in chess sometimes you have to give up some material in order to continue your attack. And there is this amazing move, knight e5. Why it's amazing? Here, strangely, the author didn't write anything, but because you cannot play this, right? Why? Because queen takes e6 would be a checkmate. Okay, so this is an amazing move just for that. You cannot take. And here maybe I should have explained it, because maybe some people are not able to see what's going on. King e7, knight c6, king d7, queen a4, king e8, e takes f5. Again, now the opening is this one, because it's where the king is that you want to have the open file. Queen e3 and king h1, and here white resigned. Why did white resign? Because unfortunately this one, when he will give a discovery check like here, the next is a kind of checkmate here or here. It's becoming kind of difficult, okay, to keep all the position together. And very nice game, very fast, but again, please notice this. This, we are at move 27. These two pieces never move at move 27. Remember in your games, if you play 20 moves and two pieces are still in the initial rank, like never move, something is wrong, because you need to take out all your pieces. Instead, here we see a queen that has worked endlessly. Bam, 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 bam. You cannot have a piece that plays 20 moves, right? At least this is not the opening you should play. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful game from this book, that, by the way, also this book you can find it for $5. So it's a book that can teach you a lot without spending any money.